Hi, everyone, and welcome back to 1 Month in 1 Minute, a look back at how markets performed and what it means for your money. So, April was a strong month for the US markets, but it wasn't a straight line higher. We started the month with some real choppiness, mostly tied to geopolitical headlines and swings in oil prices. And there were a few points early on where it felt like, here we go again. But as the month progressed, the market shifted into recovery mode, and the biggest reason was earnings. A lot of major companies reported results that were better than expected, and that helped investors look past some of the same concerns we've been watching for a while. Things like inflation, the Fed, and higher energy prices. In other words, the headlines were still there, but corporate results were strong enough to keep buyers interested. And a big piece of the rally came from large cap technology. Tech stocks did a lot of the heavy lifting, especially after several large companies reported numbers that reassured investors about demand and profit growth. That improved the mood and brought risk appetite back into the market. So by the end of April, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq were reaching fresh record highs, and the Dow had also pushed higher. April ended up being one of the strongest months we've seen in several years. Now, it's worth saying that risk does not disappear. Investors were still watching oil prices, Middle East developments, and the question of when inflation pressures would ease enough so that the Fed would feel more comfortable making a decision. But those concerns weren't enough to derail the broader trend because earnings stayed resilient and the rally had better participation. April was a good reminder that volatility doesn't always define the full month, and that markets can recover quickly when fundamentals like corporate profits are still holding up. And as always, the important question isn't what the market did this month. It's whether your plan still lines up with your goals. If you want to check that out, reach out anytime. You could schedule by giving us a call or visiting caserta-dejong.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.